Were you followed? Good. Just make sure you weren't. Okay, Agent V here, ready for online spy school. Are we ready? As you can tell, I'm in disguise. Disguises, not mandatory, optional, but they're a lot of fun. So, I am Agent V, and some of you may have recognised me through my disguise as Vicki from Casey Gardenia Libraries. So, disguise, it's up to you. A lot of fun though. And a code name for yourself. I did want to be called Secret Squirrel, but somebody told me it was already taken. So, Agent V it is. Now, ready for some fun spy tips and tricks. Now, fingerprints. A bit hard to take if you haven't got all the official equipment. Now, this is not a way of making a great fingerprint, but it's a bit of fun. Now, I have a whiteboard marker here. Only use a whiteboard marker. If you use a permanent marker, I mean, come on, it's going to be permanent. It's permanent from away. It takes a long time to get off, but whiteboard marker and one little thumb. Now, put lots and lots and lots and lots on. Cover it all over. And press down hard on your piece of paper. And you get the beginnings of a fingerprint. So you can take fingerprints of your entire family to find out who the suspect is that has taken all the last of the chocolate biscuits. So you could have everyone's fingerprints in a line. It's fun to have a look at fingerprints too, see all the swirls and whirls. One thing about having a whiteboard marker, all you need is a baby wipe, soap and water. And before you know it, all the evidence is gone. No one will suspect a thing. Very easy and cute trick. Now, some simple code or some simple writing to trick the enemy or the other spies, people you don't want to know what you're writing about. One of the simplest ways is doing some writing and making mirrored writing. So it's writing exactly what you would want to say, but writing it backwards. So it's a bit of an easy film, but it looks a bit, it takes a while to figure out exactly what's being said. Hold it to a mirror and it becomes really clear, but that is a really simple way of doing some writing that's going to trick some people knowing not what to say. Another way of doing it is writing exactly the same thing, but this way, instead of everything being totally backwards, all our letters are written the same way, the words are just backwards. So that takes a little bit longer to figure out what the message is. So they're the two simplest ways. Now, a really good and fun one is something called the Pig Pen Cipher. Now, set it up once and it's really easy. So it's a bit like a noughts and crosses, these two, and these two are crosses. Now, start putting the letters in. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Now, these ones have got little dots on them. The first row, the dots are in the bottom. Second row, the dots are in the bottom. Third row, the dots at the top. You fill in the rest of your letters. The crosses over here, S-T-U-V, the same. Over there, we've got the cross again, but we have dots. So this is how you differentiate. So when you write your message, it looks like this. Nobody's going to realise or understand what it says unless you have the code up here. So for our first letter, we're looking for something that looks like this. So we know it's not going to be one of the crosses. We know it's not going to be one of the ones with the dots. So we're looking for a shape like this. So have a look around here and here it is. It goes up. And this one's empty. Exactly the same. So we know our letter here is a H. The next one, still no dots, so we're looking up in this square. And this is just a square box, all four sides. Look around here, the only one with four sides is the E. So, H-E. Now, we've got the first one of the dots. So we're looking for one that goes down and like that with a dot in the corner. So we know we're looking over here. And the one that matches up, it goes straight and across here, the dot, is our L. So we've got H-E-L. Our next one is another one with a dot. So we keep looking over here in this square. It goes, we're looking like this. This corresponds with a dot in the same corner. We've got a P. So we know our first word is help. Second word, once again, got dots, so we know we're in this square. And this time, it's open like that with a dot. So we look around, which one's open like that? It's up here. So we've got the M. And then once again, we've got the square with no dots. Remember, it was over here. It's the E. And there we go. Our secret message says, help me. So this is a really good, fun code or cipher. You could write letters to each other, write letters to your friends, and nobody, unless they've got the cipher already, is going to understand exactly what this means. So that is a fantastic way of writing some secret code letters to each other. Good fun there. So we've done that. Now, invisible ink or invisible writing is something that's very simple. It's writing that doesn't turn up when you first look at it, but when you use something that brings out the letters afterwards, it magically appears, or it does. The simplest way is if someone has written a letter or written a message and they've written it in a sharp pen or something, but that first piece of paper is gone, and all you are left with is the page that's underneath. Looks like there's nothing there. But if you take a sharp pencil and start going over your message just lightly, and going across like that, it magically appears. There you go. My word says hello and it's got a line underneath. So that's a very simple one. All you need is somebody to write on the sheet of paper above using a really sharp pencil or a really sharp biro or pen. Leave an indentation. So when you look at it, it looks like there's nothing underneath. Take that first sheet off and then just using your pencil, lightly go over, and then it magically appears. So that is the simplest way of doing some invisible ink writing. But of course, one of the famous ones is using the lemon. So just squeeze some lemon juice using a Q-tip as your paintbrush. Write your message. Now, leave it to dry, because it's the important part of all of our invisible messages. Leave it to dry. I mean, that's still a bit wet, so you can probably see, but when it dries, it looks like there's nothing there. Now, if you go on the internet, there's a couple of ways that people say that you can get your invisible ink, especially your lemon juice, to turn up. A lot of people recommend using light bulbs. Now, light bulbs these days don't have enough heat in them, and if you hold it close enough, it's probably catch on fire eventually. Not a good thing. Also, some people talk about using a hairdryer. Once again, keeping it to a certain distance away so it doesn't catch on fire again. I don't own a hairdryer. So I found the way to bring my lemon juice out was to use the iron. So if you'd like to go undercover, and when the next time someone in your house, mum, dad, whoever does the ironing is doing the ironing, you could slip your secret message in, and the heat from the iron will bring up your secret message. It works with the acid in the lemon juice, and that brings the message up. So that's a very good way. You could also go undercover and offer to do the ironing. Mum and dad won't believe you, but you're just doing it for, fun. But that's a good way of bringing up the lemon juice secret message. Another great way of doing secret message is using bicarb of soda. In a bowl, just mix bicarb and soda and water, half and half, so 50-50 this. So half bicarb, half water. Make a nice little paste. Once again, using our friend the Q-stick as a Q-tip, as a paintbrush, write your message. Leave it to dry. It does take a little while to dry, but once you've got it dry, this one's still a little bit damp, but your message is there. Now, I have found a great way of bringing up our message using the humble but delicious blueberry. What? You're thinking, a blueberry? How does a blueberry bring up a secret message? So, get a blueberry. I have my message. And I start squashing my blueberry. Ugh, it's a bit good. Things you got to do to be a spy though. Come on, guys. You start squashing and the letters start magically appearing. Hang on. Grab another blueberry. Squish, squish, squish. Now they say that grape juice, so dark juice like grape juice works just as well. Use a paintbrush. But I think because the blueberries are so dark that they bring up, oh, a bit messy, but they bring up our message beautifully. Let me show you. Got bits of squashed blueberry all over it as well, but there you go, the blueberry brings out your message. The good thing about blueberries, of course, are they're delicious. And you can eat the evidence. So, this is using the paste of 50% bicarb water. Let it dry. And then using either blueberries, which is my favourite way of doing it. Or you could use grape juice, something like that. Paint over and your letters appear. Another way to do some invisible ink, some invisible writing, is with our friend, the white crayon. Okay, write your message with your crayon. What else can I do? There we go. Like that. So there is my message. Can't see it, can you? Now, with some watercolour paints, this is when the darker the watercolour paints, the better it is. If you use things like yellow or red or pink, I mean, it's going to be a lot harder to see the white come up. But I've used a dark blue here and just painting across. Just paint across, and as if by magic, my message appears. How's that? So that is really cool, using just the old white crayon and some watercolour paints. Remember, the darker the watercolour paints, the stronger the image comes out. So that is some fun with some codes and some invisible inks. Something else to do, this is a good fun game, to have all the family involved. Being a spy, you have to test your observation skills. It's a great skill to build up. Now, this is something very simple. You can play with all the family. I have a tray here with 10 items on it. I'm going to bring it a little closer, see if you can see there we go. 10 items on my tray. You've had a quick look? Right. I'm taking one of those items away. Let's see how good your observation skills were. Can you identify and see what's missing? Do you remember what was there that's not there now? So what have I got? I've got a piece of tape. I've got a dice, a rubber or eraser, a blue pen, a key, a little snail, a lollipop, of course, 50 cents, and a little tube of glue. But there was something else. Something's missing. Do you know what it was? How good were you? It was something pretty big, something colourful. It was a pair of scissors. Let's try that again. So there's my objects. There they all are. Take them away. Take one off. Let's see how good you are now. Move them around the tray a bit. There they are. Do you know what's missing? How good are you? I have my scissors, the glue, 50 cents, my tape, my little snail, lollipop, pen, eraser, and key. So what's missing? Who knew that the dice was missing? So this is a really good game to play with family and friends. So you can put 10 little things on a tray like this, use a cloth, cover it over, take one thing away, and then see if they remember what everything was and what's missing. I only give them a few seconds to have a look at everything and just see how good they are at their memory. So there you go. We've got some ideas of what to do. You can have a disguise. You can have a code name. You can have a mission. You can write a code and have secret letters going backwards and forwards. Some great ways of doing invisible ink with the pencil and the indentation of the paper underneath, the lemon juice in the invisible ink, the bicarbonate soda and the blueberries, or the white crayon and the watercolour. And then we have our observation game. So there you go. Some good things to be a spy. So if you'd like some more activities like we just did today, please go to our website, cclc.vic.gov.au, and click on our Libraries at Home link, or you can go to YouTube and search Casey Cardinia Libraries. I think our mission is complete. Oh no, I thought you said we weren't being followed. I thought you said we were safe. Oh my goodness. Mission aborted! Mission aborted! Oh no!